name is Daniela Spade, and I am the GIS Application and Outreach Coordinator at the Center for Spatial Analysis right here at the University of Oklahoma. It stands for Geographic Information Systems, and essentially what it does is it takes data and it puts it on a map for you. And so it allows you to derive all sorts of new information from raw data just by giving you geographic context and showing you potential spatial relationships. My educational background and career choices got me to where I am today, essentially through graduate school. So I didn't really know about GIS until I entered graduate school. My background's in meteorology and environmental science, and I took my first GIS class my first year of graduate school, and from then on I was hooked. I fell in love with taking raw data and being able to get it on a map and turn it into information. I loved performing spatial analysis on the data and uncovering all sorts of hidden spatial relationships and patterns. It was really that class that set me on my path to pursuing a career in GIS. And really from then on, I've been totally obsessed. It's my favorite thing to do at work is creating maps and telling people about those maps and learning from them. You do not have to have a 4-year degree for every single GIS position that's out there. Many of them do not require a degree, but a lot of them do. So my advice would be to, if possible for you, pursue a 4-year degree in something like GIS or geography or environmental science. Anything in the earth sciences, computer science even, that's gonna help set you apart from others who are also pursuing a career in GIS. And if at all possible, I would also recommend pursuing an internship in GIS. That will give you work experience, which will also help set you apart from others, and it will help you see if it's really something that you enjoy doing in the real world for your job. I became inspired to become active in GIS really just because of my love of maps. As a kid growing up reading things like The Hobbit, I loved the fantasy maps. I love going to national parks. I'm just obsessed with the maps that they give, using them for navigating, using them to see what's where. It's truly just a weird obsession that I have with maps. If you're a student who's considering a career in GIS, you might want to have interests in things like computers and technology. That's actually why I avoided GIS as an undergraduate, because I thought it was more computer programming, which it's really not. It's all about processing data and visualizing it on a map. As long as you have an interest in things like data visualization and technology, that's really important. Also things like data analysis, even spatial statistics. That might sound kind of scary, but once you're really immersed in the world of GIS, it kind of becomes commonplace, and that might even become an interest that you develop over time. Even just design, cartography. One of the most important parts of GIS is the finished product, the finished map that you're creating and communicating your ideas to others. So you want to have that natural interest in things like creating a polished and informative product. There's all kinds of programs and software available for creating maps through GIS. As far as desktop software, there's free options like QGIS. That's something that you can download on any operating system free of charge, and you can use it to really introduce yourself to the science of GIS and learn how to import spatial data and create maps, all free of charge. There's all sorts of free spatial data online as well. As far as proprietary software, one of the most common GIS software systems is ArcGIS. That's developed by a company called Esri. I would say they're the most prevalent in the industry. Many universities teach students GIS using ArcGIS. It's a great software system, but it's not necessarily accessible to everyone because it's not freely available. If you're looking for web tools, there are products like ArcGIS Online. That's another proprietary software, but there are free versions. There's Google Earth Engine. There's things like Google Maps and Google Earth. Recently, I collaborated with the Chickasaw Nation and the Oka Water Institute, among a few other collaborators, to develop a tool called the Juniper Evaluation Tool. Before I get into what the tool does, just a little bit of context. Some of you might be familiar with invasive red cedar trees. While they're actually native in our area, they're considered invasive within grasslands. And the reason for that is because they spread quickly, they consume a lot of water, they increase wildfire risk, and they decrease biodiversity because they can really take over an area quickly. The purpose of the tool was to allow stakeholders within the Chickasaw Nation to be able to visualize where there is invasive red cedar in their area and how much of it there is. And the idea behind that is so that they can take that information and enhance their management practices and have a more holistic and complete view of what the status of their land area is as far as red cedar encroachment. GIS is really prevalent in any industry that you can think of. Major corporations use GIS for routing and supply chain analysis. It's used in the health industry, it's used in the utility industry, really because everything happens somewhere. That spatial data is prevalent. Whatever your interests are, whatever kind of career you're considering pursuing, there is very likely going to be some GIS component that's used in that industry. There are all kinds of career opportunities and outlooks that are available to you in GIS. It's so prevalent and it's found within so many different fields of study. So if you're interested in something like agriculture or public health or academia, there are always going to be opportunities to use GIS and use it to help make informed decisions and learn about what's where and why it's there and why you should care. I would recommend pursuing a career in GIS, assuming it's aligned with your interests, because the job market in GIS is steadily growing. There are so many opportunities. If you just Google GIS positions Oklahoma, you'll get a long list of job openings and postings for individuals who are pursuing a career in GIS. The demand is there and the work itself is rewarding, it's challenging, it gives you the opportunity to be creative, to use problem-solving skills, and it allows you to create a great product that can be, seen by many for years to come.